Zanier. 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 Yes. Good. Guten Abend, Megan. It is Wednesday, June 19th, and if you can hear me over the sound of the wind, then welcome to my second video in Hamburg. And knowing how slowly you do yours, probably my last video in Hamburg. So, I'm down by the harbor right now. We are going to have a little German picnic. I brought a pretzel. I brought Astra, German beer. And I'm sort of like just sitting here right now, so I'm just going to do this all in one take. We'll edit it later a little bit. Let's see. I don't have a bottle opener. This is really... There's got to be some trick. So I got it open with a little help from a grate that is in the ground over there, which probably not sanitary. And I had to turn it upside down, which resulted in about half of it being spilled. And by spilled, I mean it shot up all over me like foam, so I'm now covered in beer. So this is good, but now this is ready. I don't like beer. No. So, I don't like beer, but I did bring with me another Hamburg specialty. It's a loud bird. This is Fritz Cola. I don't know what it is, but it's something that's made in Hamburg, and I've seen it around a lot, so let's see. Caffeinated lemonade with sweeteners, I think. Lemonade isn't supposed to be brown. I'm not optimistic. Well, the good news is now, instead of just being covered in beer, I'll be covered in beer and Fritz Cola, but as you can see, I've lost most of it in the bottle opening process. Here we go. I'm like 50% sure this is just like Coke rebottled, which is okay with me. It's better than beer. So I've been in Hamburg for a little over 2 weeks now, and it's probably about time that I give you a tour of the city. But rather than showing you sort of like everything I can in the course of a few minutes, I'm going to show you my 3 favorite places that I've visited so far. And yeah, this was very short. It's a lot of work getting here for very little reward. Pretzel's good, at least. First up, we're paying a visit to the Nikolaikirche, the Church of St. Nicholas. After the old St. Nicholas was destroyed in a fire in 1842, this church was built in its place, and when it was completed in 1874, it was the world's tallest building. Unfortunately, the church was destroyed during the firebombing of Hamburg in the summer of 1943, but the spire and some ruins still stand as a memorial against war. As you ride the elevator up, or in my case ride the elevator down and reverse the video, you can see a little bit of the destruction, but it's amazing that the spire is standing at all. At the top of the tower where you can look over the city, there's a display in German and English describing the bombing of Hamburg. It's both tragic and fascinating to read. The first half of the passage describes the devastation of the bombings, where 35,000 civilians were killed and 1 million more were forced to leave the city. But the second half repeatedly makes the point that Nazi Germany brought this devastation upon itself. It's interesting to note that World War II does still seem to play a major role in the national consciousness here. For example, there are very few German flags in Hamburg. While the red flag of Hamburg can be found throughout the city, even political offices and government buildings go without the flag of Germany. While this flag is of course different to the one used in the war, it does seem indicative of a country that has turned against nationalism as a whole. On a related note, Germany today has a total ban on Nazi imagery, which brings us rather awkwardly onto our next location. This display is from a diorama of German history at the Miniature Wonderland, and you might notice that despite its purely historical and informative nature, there are no swastikas. That's because to show them would be illegal. But enough about Nazism and onto something a little more pleasant. The Miniature Wonderland describes itself as the world's largest model railway exhibition, which sounds a little lame but is actually really cool. They've been building it since 2000, adding different sections to represent different regions, and they plan to continue until 2020. They've got over 14,000 train cars and over 200,000 human figurines. If, for some weird reason, you aren't interested in trains, they do have a fully functional airport with takeoffs and landings, which you can track with a live updating departure board. If planes aren't your thing, they also have a space shuttle which apparently takes off right next to Las Vegas in the Mini USA section. Or if you're looking for something even more exotic, there's also a UFO. The amount of detail that's been put into this place is truly incredible. For example, in this sped up video you can see nightfall across the Scandinavia section while a cargo ship sails across the North Sea, the mechanics of which I still don't understand. As if that weren't enough, the sea also runs through a tidal cycle every half hour. With the ocean serving as another bad segue, we come to our third and final stop, Hamburg's Feuerschiff, a former fireboat which, among other things, hosts a weekly jazz night. The Goethe Institute offers cultural excursions for its students after classes, and we came here this past Monday night. There's not really anything I can say to make this sound cooler than it already is, so I think I'll bring this video to an end here and let the band play me out. Megan, I'll talk to you soon.
One day, I was you. I sigh all day Tuesday, I cry all day Wednesday. Oh, how I long for you. But then comes Thursday, it's long and never goes by. Friday makes me feel like I'm gonna die. But after today, it's my fun day.